Most people think financial freedom arrives like a lottery win. One dramatic moment, one giant paycheck, one investment that explodes, and suddenly every money problem disappears. But real wealth almost never works that way. It changes your life in stages, and each stage feels completely different from the one before it. At first, money gives you breathing room. Then it gives you momentum. Then it gives you choices. Eventually, it gives you control over your time. The strange part is that the most important milestones are not always the ones people celebrate. Your first $10,000 may change your daily life more than going from $1 million to $2 million. Your first $100,000 may take longer than the next $300,000 combined. And there is a point where your money begins doing more work than you do, even while you are sleeping, traveling, or simply living your life. So in this video, I want to break down the 5 net worth milestones that change everything in your financial life, what each milestone actually means, why it feels so different, and what you should focus on at every stage. This is Motion Biz, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly which financial level you are standing on right now and what the next level requires. Before we begin, remember that net worth is not the amount of cash in your bank account. It is everything you own minus everything you owe. Your savings, investments, retirement accounts, property equity, and business value count as assets. Credit card balances, personal loans, student debt, car loans, and mortgages count as liabilities. Someone earning $200,000 a year can still have a negative net worth, while someone earning $60,000 can quietly build real wealth. Income is what flows through your life. Net worth is what stays. Milestone number 1 is $0, the moment your net worth finally becomes positive. This sounds unimpressive until you understand what it represents. For many people, the first major financial battle is not becoming rich, it is climbing out of a hole. You may have a few $1,000s in savings, but if you also owe more on credit cards, loans, or a vehicle than all your assets are worth, your net worth is still below zero. Every dollar you earn is already being pulled backward by decisions from the past. Interest charges consume part of your future income before you can use it. Emergencies go on a credit card. A broken appliance, medical bill, or car repair does not merely cost money, it creates another monthly payment. Reaching zero means your assets finally equal your debts. Crossing above zero means the past no longer owns more of your money than you do. Psychologically, this is enormous. You stop feeling as if every paycheck is disappearing into a bottomless pit. Financially, it is the point where your effort can begin building forward instead of merely repairing backward. Imagine someone with $15,000 in student loans, $6,000 in credit card debt, a car worth $12,000 with a $10,000 loan, and $4,000 in cash. Their assets equal $16,000, while their debts equal $31,000, giving them a net worth of negative $15,000. If they pay off the credit card, reduce the student loan, and build savings, eventually they cross zero. Their lifestyle may look almost identical the day before and the day after, but their financial direction has completely changed. At this stage, the priority is not finding the perfect investment, it is creating stability. High-interest debt is an emergency because a credit card charging 24% can destroy wealth faster than most investments can build it. A basic cash buffer matters because without one, every unexpected expense pushes you back into debt. Your goal is to stop the cycle of earning, spending, borrowing, and recovering. Track your net worth once a month. List every asset and every debt. Do not judge the number. Use it as a scoreboard. When it moves from negative $12,000 to negative $9,000, that is progress. When it reaches zero, you have completed one of the hardest parts of the entire wealth-building journey. Milestone number 2 is $10,000. This is the first level where money begins to feel like protection. $10,000 is not enough to retire, buy unlimited luxuries, or ignore your budget, but it creates something many people have never experienced: margin. A surprise expense is still annoying, but it is no longer automatically a crisis. You can replace a damaged laptop, handle a dental bill, cover an insurance deductible, or survive a period between jobs without immediately borrowing. That changes your behavior. When you have no savings, you make decisions from fear. You tolerate bad situations because you cannot afford disruption. You stay in a terrible job because missing one paycheck could cause rent to bounce. You avoid negotiating because you are terrified of being replaced. You accept expensive financing because you need the car today. You keep living with a problem because solving it requires cash you do not have. With $10,000 in positive net worth,
Especially when a meaningful portion is liquid, you begin to make decisions from strength. You can say no, you can wait, you can compare options, you can walk away from a bad deal. That ability is worth more than the interest your $10,000 earns. This milestone also changes the way you see yourself. Before, saving may have felt temporary, like money waiting to be spent. After building $10,000, you begin to see yourself as a person who owns capital. You become more protective of it. Spending $1,000 no longer feels like a random purchase. It feels like giving away 10% of what took months or years to build. That awareness is not stinginess. It is the beginning of financial maturity.
The mistake people make at this stage is treating $10,000 as proof that they can upgrade everything. A better apartment, newer car, expensive vacation, premium phone, and higher monthly subscriptions can quickly erase the entire milestone. The purpose of the first $10,000 is not to make your lifestyle look richer. It is to make your life harder to break. Keep enough cash for emergencies, but begin directing additional money toward productive assets. If your monthly essential expenses are $3,000, you might hold $9,000 to $18,000 in a high-yield savings account, depending on your job stability, insurance, and family responsibilities. Beyond that, long-term money should usually have a chance to grow through diversified investments, retirement accounts, or a business you understand. The exact mix will differ, but the principle is simple. Cash protects your present, while investments build your future. Milestone number 3 is $100,000, and this is where the mathematics of wealth starts changing. Investor Charlie Munger famously emphasized the importance of reaching the first 100 because the beginning is brutally difficult. Whether you reach it at 28, 38, or 58, the reason it matters is the same. Compounding finally becomes visible. At $10,000, a 10% annual return is $1,000. Helpful, but not life-changing. At $100,000, the same return is $10,000, which may equal several months of saving. Your money can now make a meaningful contribution to its own growth. Suppose you invest $1,000 per month and earn an average annual return of 8%. Starting from zero, reaching $100,000 takes roughly 6 years. But once you have $100,000, reaching $200,000 can take closer to 4 years under the same assumptions. The next $100,000 comes faster because you are no longer building alone. Your existing capital is working beside you. This is the point where people begin to experience what I call the wealth flywheel. You earn income, save part of it, invest those savings, receive growth and income from investments, reinvest the gains, and repeat. In the beginning, almost all progress comes from your own contributions. Later, an increasing share comes from the assets themselves. That shift is subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. A strong market year might increase your portfolio by $15,000, even though you contributed only $12,000. A weak year might temporarily push it backward, but the long-term machine has started. $100,000 also changes your opportunities. You may have enough for a substantial home down payment without emptying every account. You may be able to fund a small business, take several months away from work to learn a valuable skill, or relocate for a better opportunity. But this milestone creates a new danger: complexity. Once people accumulate real money, they become targets for expensive financial products, speculative investments, unnecessary insurance, hot stock tips, private deals, and friends with guaranteed business ideas. The desire to accelerate can destroy what patience created. At $100,000, your biggest advantage is not brilliance, it is consistency. Keep costs low, stay diversified, avoid concentrated bets that can wipe out years of progress.
Protect your earning power because your income is still the primary engine, and resist lifestyle inflation. If every raise becomes a bigger car payment, larger house, and more expensive routine, your net worth may stall even while your salary rises. The person who earns $90,000 and invests $20,000 a year can become wealthier than the person who earns $200,000 and invests nothing. The milestone is not about looking successful. It is about becoming financially difficult to stop. Milestone number 4 is $1 million. This is the number everyone knows, but its meaning has changed. $1 million does not automatically make you rich in every city, and it may not fund a luxurious retirement for 40 years. Inflation has reduced its purchasing power, housing costs vary enormously, and $1 million net worth tied mostly to a primary residence is very different from $1 million investment portfolio. Still, The first million changes everything because it proves that your financial system works at scale. At a 4% withdrawal rate, $1 million can provide around $40,000 per year before taxes, though no withdrawal strategy is guaranteed. At a 3% rate, it provides $30,000. That may fully cover a modest lifestyle, partially cover a larger one, or allow you to work less, choose lower stress work, or pursue projects that matter to you. The key word is optionality. $1 million gives you more ways to design your life. You may not be permanently retired, but you are no longer completely dependent on the next paycheck. You can take a sabbatical without destroying your future. You can leave a toxic employer. You can help family without borrowing. You can change careers, start a company, move to a lower-cost area, or negotiate work around your life instead of building your life around work. And once you have $1 million invested, the compounding numbers become serious. An 8% year equals $80,000. A strong year can add more than many households earn from work. Of course, a bad year can subtract a similar amount, which is why risk management matters more than ever. The goal is no longer merely maximizing return. It is balancing growth, preservation, taxes, liquidity, and your actual life plans. This is also where people discover that wealth does not solve every problem. If you hated your daily routine before $1 million, you may still hate it afterward. If your identity depends entirely on earning and accumulating, stepping away can feel empty. Money removes many constraints, but it does not automatically provide purpose. The healthiest use of this milestone is not endless consumption. It is aligning time with values. That may mean more time with family, creative work, travel, health, community, or building something meaningful. The real luxury is control. Milestone number 5 is $2.5 million. And for many households, it is the point where financial independence becomes far more durable. It changes the conversation from, could I survive without my salary, to how do I want to live? Using a 4% guideline, $2.5 million could support roughly $100,000 per year before taxes. At 3%, it could support $75,000. Again, these are planning estimates, not promises. And your age, asset mix, taxes, healthcare costs, and spending flexibility matter. But at this level, a diversified portfolio can potentially support a comfortable lifestyle in many places, while still leaving room for market volatility. More importantly, you gain resilience. You can hold more cash, diversify across asset types, absorb large expenses, and make decisions on a longer timeline. A bear market is still unpleasant, but it does not necessarily threaten your entire plan. Work can become completely optional, or it can become something you do only when the work itself is worthwhile.
The trap at $2.5 million is believing there must always be another number. 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. Ambition is not wrong, but endless accumulation can become another form of insecurity. If every milestone immediately becomes inadequate, you never experience the freedom you spent decades building. At some point, the purpose of money must shift from creating more money to creating a better life. So how do you move through these milestones? At negative net worth, focus on stopping high-interest debt and building a small emergency buffer. From 0 to 10,000, create margin and make your finances harder to break. From 10,000 to 100,000, increase your savings rate, invest consistently, and protect yourself from lifestyle inflation. From 100,000 to 1 million, simplify, diversify, stay disciplined through volatility, and avoid turning every gain into a new expense. Beyond 1 million, define what enough means for you, because the finish line should be based on the life you want, not a number designed to impress strangers. Your age matters less than your direction. Someone with a net worth of 20,000 growing by 15,000 per year may be in a stronger position than someone worth 500,000 whose debt and spending are rising faster than their assets. Measure progress by trajectory, not comparison. There will always be someone earning more, investing earlier, inheriting more, or showing a more expensive lifestyle online. Their number does not change your next step. The most useful question is not, am I rich yet? It is my financial life becoming more resilient, more productive, and more free each year? Track your net worth monthly or quarterly. Automate contributions. Increase them whenever income rises. Keep fees and taxes in mind. Build skills that increase your earning power. Avoid debt used purely to impress. Buy assets before luxuries. And remember that the early milestones feel slow because you are building the machine. Once the machine is built, progress can accelerate in ways that seem impossible from the starting line. The first dollar of positive net worth says you escaped the past. 10,000 says you can handle a hit. 100,000 says compounding has arrived. 1 million says your money has become a powerful second worker, and your paycheck is no longer your only source of security. 2.5 million says your time may finally belong to you. You do not need to reach all of them tomorrow.
You only need to identify the next one and build a system that moves you toward it every month. Because wealth is not one dramatic breakthrough. It is a series of thresholds, and each threshold quietly changes what is possible. If this video helped you see your financial journey more clearly, subscribe to MotionBiz for more practical videos about money, investing, business, and building a life with more freedom. And in the comments, tell me which milestone you are working toward next.